What's up, all you horror movie loving fuckers? I'm Jay, and welcome back to another episode of Triple FMK, where I watch the horror movies and I let you know if I'd rather fuck it, marry it, or kill it. And on this episode, we're covering a 20. I'm reading this shit, so if you see me look away, I'm having to read it because my memory sucks. But we're covering a 2022 South Korean science fiction action thriller. 2022, I think I said that. Project Wolf Hunting, directed by all these names is in like Korean, and I can't fucking read them and I can't pronounce them. But Kim Young Soon, maybe I thought that sounded pretty good. But he's the director of this movie. So there is a ton of names in this movie that I can't pronounce. It would take me forever to try to pronounce these things on the show, so I'm not even going to do it. Go to IMDb, the one-stop shop for being able to see the cast and stuff like that. So you can see the cast in this movie. When I talk about it, I give them the main ones I give nicknames to, just so it helps me remember. But so we're going to cover that for this episode of Triple FMK. I was supposed to have a special guest this week, but like I said, my special guest super busy, got a lot on his plate. But I would we're definitely in the talks of being able to get him on here and do a show together. So for this week, you're stuck with this. You're stuck with all this, which is pretty fucking nice in my opinion. 47 years old. But so you're kind of stuck with me. But I'm gonna get some of the housekeeping shit out of the way. If you listen to the past episodes, the last episode I think was The Influencer, which was streaming on Shudder, or any of the previous episodes. If you stop by, if you listened, if you check them out, I appreciate it. I don't do this to gain a bunch of followers and all that type of stuff. I just enjoy horror movies, and I enjoy getting on here and shooting the shit and talking about them. So, but if you came by, if you listened, hey, I appreciate it. I'm still in the process of figuring out how all that whole, like, you can see how many listens, downloads type shit. I don't know. I'm not the smartest cookie in the jar, but like I said, no matter what, if I didn't get fucking zero, I'm still going to get on here and talk about horror movies because that's what I enjoy doing. So we also have now, it's official. We have a website now, FFFMK and it is kind of like a one-stop shop. You can go there and there's going to be links to all the social media, which I'm on, is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And so you can literally just click there and it'll take you to the social media site. There's also a site. There's also not a site, but there's also fucking little buttons, whatever they are on the websites that you can click on. It will take you to the podcast. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Google, Amazon, Podchaser, Podbeam. So you can just click on it. It'll take you there. I also put in a player where you can actually, it's a Podbeam, but you can click on it and listen to the past episodes just right there on the website. You can also, I put the link on there to the YouTube because I do a video version of this also, not just the podcast where it's only like you can just hear it, but that link's on there to take you to the YouTube, and you'll be able to see the past videos. And I usually try to get this week's episode up, like the last episode that I try to post on the website. You can literally just watch it from the website. There's also a little store there, to where I'm not computer smart at all, and I've kind of been messing around with like designing like some t-shirts, some stickers, and shit like that for the Triple FMK. And it's just something there. It's at the bottom of the page. You click on it, take you to the store. If you want to get your little merchandise, show the world that you are a fan of the Fuckhead Nation. And when I say Fuckhead Nation, don't take that the wrong way. Fuckheads is the name I've given to the followers of the triple FMK, the ones who are fans of the fright flick, fuck, marry, kill, you are a fuckhead. It's not a bad thing. Some people may call people a fuckhead and it'd be a bad thing. Here in this side of the house, it's a good thing. It should be an honor to be called a fuckhead. So that's what that kind of means when I say fuckhead. It's not, don't take it the wrong way. If you're a fan of this show, you're a fuckhead in my book. So welcome to the shit show. So the website's there, one-stop shop. You can kind of get everything. Fright Flick FMK is pretty much the for all the social media. You click on, go search for that in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. You can go there and find stuff. But yeah, shit, I think that does it for the housekeeping. And one more thing, let me go ahead and clear this up for the ones who may be listening on the podcast version and you don't get to see the YouTube version. So if you want to see the video of this, you got to go check it out on YouTube. But every now and then, I am a fan of the Gentleman and Jack. And so I'm drinking while I do this show. So every now and then, I will call for a break, and I will take me a Gentleman Jack break like I'm about to do right now. Stand by. Gentleman Jack break, thank you. So that's what that is. So if you hear me on the podcast version and I'm saying I'm taking a break, that's me. Now, for the ones on the YouTube side of the house who get to see this video, tonight we're gonna roll. I'm about 3 Jack and Cokes in. Let me go and show you all for the family, the fuckhead nation. This right here, empty bottle of the Gentleman Jack. And just so everybody's tracking, I don't get paid shit by Jack Daniels. It's not a sponsorship type thing. This is just my favorite. So right here we got an empty bottle of Gentleman Jack. My last cup right here is where this went. But don't panic. Don't panic, family. Let me get right here. What do we got right here? A brand new fucking bottle. So hey, the party gonna go on. Don't even worry about it. But hey, I appreciate everybody coming by, listening, and coming along with us for the episode tonight. Gentleman Jack break, thank you. But so tonight we're going to, like I said, we're going to cover Project Wolf Hunting. And I was excited about this one. I've seen a few posts about it, and I was looking forward to this one when it finally released. I streamed this on Screenbox. If you don't have Screenbox, you definitely should check into it, because Screenbox is like a one-time. You pay it one time for the whole year, and it's like super fucking cheap. So you pay it, you got it for 1 year. They have certain releases, because when Terrifier 2 came out, that's where it was released at on Screenbox. So go check it out. Check out that app. And now I even think that Screenbox has an Apple app. So like if you have like Apple TV and stuff like that. But for me, I do have Apple TV. But for me, I just kind of stream it straight from the phone. That whole mirroring thing. I think I said that right. Hey, that's the Gentleman and Jack. Words just kind of run together. And plus, I'm Southern as fuck. So the way I talk, you hear it. I'm from the South. But you can check it out on Screenbox. So that way, if you haven't seen it, and before I get into the show, there will be spoilers. I will spoil the shit out of it. So if you haven't seen it, reach over there, push pause, go check out the movie, then come back and listen to me talk about it. On this show, Fright Flick FMK. FMK stands for Fuck, Marry, Kill. If you've been around more than a day, we've all played the game where somebody gives you a name of somebody, or 3 names, and then you have to pick which one you would fuck, marry, or kill. And so this is kind of how I do the horror movies. I don't do the stars, all this stuff, and nothing wrong with that. I just wanted something different. And so when me and John, who is my brother, who normally gets to host this with me, when he brought this up to me, base it off the fuck, marry, kill, I was a huge fan of it. So that's how we rate these. The way I rate horror movies is whether or not I fuck it, marry, or kill it. Now, to break this down to the ones who are new and don't, so you'll understand, marrying it is the best. That's the top-notch level. Because when you want to marry it, that means any given day of the week, you can reach over there, pop that bad boy in the DVD player, or on your downloads, or on your digital, whatever the fuck you use. You could any day of the week you could pop that in and you're good with it. You know, it doesn't bother you that you've seen it a million times. It's just that fucking good and you want to watch it again. The fuck being that is your booty call. And if you're been around a minute, you know what a booty call is. You know, you've seen it in movies, you've seen shit with the damn lady wakes up next morning, or the dude, they walk of shame, they grab their high heels, they grab their fucking panties off the ceiling fan, they find their bra over there in the corner somewhere, they grab that shit up and they make their way on out the house, downstairs to the street, and they're just got that little walk of shame back up to the fucking sidewalk, waiting on a cab or Uber or whatever the fuck they waiting on to take them back home. It was they had fun. It was a good time. You know, we at the bar that night, last call, you know, hey, that's a one and done type. You know, you want to hit it every now and then. And then that person could possibly become your booty call, which is that, you know, on a Friday night, you're lonely, you ain't got shit to do. You're sitting around, you had a few drinks, you ain't got no plans, ain't nobody going out, you just home by yourself. What do? You reach over there, you grab that little black book or your cell phone nowadays. Black book's old school, you know. I'm a 70s baby. It was a black book back in the day. But you grab that cell phone, you start scrolling, and you find that one that you know is down for a good time every now and then. Every now and then they just, you know, nothing serious. You know, they don't want nothing serious. They just want that little good time. And so that is the fuck. That's the horror movie that just every now and then you just want to pop it in, just because you ain't got shit going on. You just kind of you're feeling kind of you're needing it. So you just throw that horror movie in and you give it a listen. It gets you your fix. You know, there's certain times when, you know, you sit around, you know, you can't find shit to watch sometimes, and there'll be a ton of shit out there. But when you're scrolling, nothing really suits your fancy. You're scrolling through your shit, and your Tubi, your Hulu, your Shudder, your fucking Amazon, and just ain't nothing jumping out at you. But there's that one movie that you know that you could just kind of just pop it in and get that little fix. That is the fuck when I rate these. And then the kill. The kill, I look at it as that really drunk night in the bar. Like you are fucking hammered and all your buddies has got somebody to hook up with. They all going home with somebody. Well, you over there in the corner, you still ain't pulled a piece of ass yet. So you're looking for that last call. Bartender then yelled, hey, last call for the alcohol. You're looking around like, fuck, all my dudes have got somebody, or all my girls has got somebody. What am I going to do? Well, then you look over there and you see that one across the way there. You make eye contact. You realize, hey, this is going to be it. We're doing this tonight. Then when it's all said and done, next morning you wake up. You know, I go back to a movie called Booty Call with Jamie Foxx in it, and he makes a comment in there like you go home, looks good under the lights, everything looks good with the music playing, the alcohol flowing, everything looks good. Then you wake up in the morning, and in Jamie Foxx's words, you look over and you got a fucking sea donkey laying next to you. You gather up your shit and you trying to just get out the door without waking that thing up. Like you don't want it to wake up. You just want to get your shit, get out, and forget that you ever met this person. That is my kill. That is the horror movie that you watch, and you watch it one time, and you know without a fucking doubt that you never want to see it again. You gave it a chance, and nothing. Hey, give it a chance, but you realize next day, like, what the fuck did I do? That is the kill. Never want to see it again. It was a one and done. You hit it, you know. Woke up the next morning, seen that fucking sea donkey, and you're just like, oh, fuck no, I'm out. So that is my kill. That's how I rate the movies. So I think we've covered the house portion of it. I think we covered explaining the fuck, marry, kill. Now we're going to talk about Project Wolf Hunting. Like I said earlier, I was excited for this one. Hold on one second. I was a gentleman Jack break, thank you. But I was excited for this one. I'm a fan of foreign horror. And when I say horror, you'll look at the descriptions under IMDb and other stuff, and it doesn't really even say the word horror. Like I read earlier, it's a science fiction action thriller film. And yes, this is more of a action thriller type film. But I wanted to see it because if you've watched some foreign horror before, they make some fucking badass movies when it comes to the killing, the gore, and all that stuff. And I am a gore whore. Like, I fucking love it. The more blood, the more killing, the more I love it. So I was really looking forward to this one. Once I seen it was a foreign film. Yes, you do got to read it. This is a subtitle. So don't try to watch it while you're eating dinner one night if you don't speak fucking Korean. Don't be sitting there trying to, eat your bologna sandwich and trying to look up at the TV to see what the fuck's being said. You got to be able to, take some time to watch it. It's not super long, maybe an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes. But so yeah, we're going to jump into this one. This one, yeah, everybody, if you've been around, maybe you know Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage had a movie called Con Air, where basically it's a group of prisoners decide they're going to take over this fucking plane. They're going to escape, take over the plane. Great movie. And so that was Con Air. This is a Korean version of Con Air, but we're going to call this bad boy the Con C, because this shit going to take place out in the open waters. And I'm going to read some of this because, once again, I told you earlier, memory not that great. And plus, the gentleman Jack has been flowing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And hold on. As a gentleman Jack break for you podcasters, thank you. But I'm gonna kind of read this because it's easier. They're basically transporting a group of prisoners from the Philippines to South Korea. Now, we've had some criminals who have got in trouble in Korea. And so to avoid it, they go on the run. Where are they going to go? They're going to head down to the Philippines. Well, then the ship finally catches up with them. The law enforcement or whatever, they get them. And they decide, hey, we got you. Now we got to take you back to the homeland to judge, jury, and all that shit. So basically, grabbing some criminals in the Philippines, we're going to get them up to South Korea to stand trial. And once again, I'm reading this. Well, fuck it. We're not going to read it. We're going to just talk about this bad boy. Fuck it. Gentleman Jack is going good tonight. But in the beginning of this movie, is going to basically I don't remember if it gives a date or whatever, but the beginning of the movie takes place prior to present day. And once again, the same issue. They caught up with some prisoners down in the Philippines. They're bringing them to Korea to get their dues, whatever's coming to them. Well, they did it in like an airport. So they land, they bring these criminals off the fucking plane. You got all the damn people standing outside, and they're watching this. And you got to know there's probably some people out there that may know some of these criminals, that they've been looking for it. It may have killed a family member or whatever. And so you got to be thinking that, hey, like, what if somebody recognizes one of these motherfuckers? Well, guess what? Fuckhead Nation, they do. One dude in the crowd knows that one of these guys in the group. And it doesn't really tell you how and all the who, where, when, where, what's, and all that. But you kind of can tell that he knows this person. Well, this whole big commotion breaks out. The dude's like screaming at him. And next thing you know, you look down, this dude's got a bag with a fucking bomb in it. And he's got the little clicker, and boom, right out the gate, right at the airport, explosion. Then when this explosion happens, the camera's kind of sitting there and you see some fucking blood just kind of running down the fucking little pavement. But then you see a half of a leg from like the knee down laying off to the side. And you're like, okay, here we go. Then this thing's going to jump forward. It jumps forward to present day. Well, guess what? We're right back where we were before. We done caught up with some fucking criminals down in the Philippines that was trying to hide out. You got to get them back to South Korea. But this time, the genius minds, they've had some years to think about what the fuck happened at the airport. So now they got a plan. We're going to bring these criminals up from the Philippines. Don't really explain how they all caught them and everything, but they got a group of them. Well, now we got this big ass fucking ship, boat. I think it's a ship. Boat's like some shit you put in the lake, but this is a fucking ship, like one of those that carries a damn big 20-foot metal containers and stuff like that. So they have one of those, and the plan is they're going to bring these criminals up there to the boat on a bus. They take these criminals off the bus. They put them on this ship. This ship is going to hit the open waters from the Philippines up to Korea. This time they're avoiding the airports. This is a whole like under the table type thing. There's no fucking crowd. It is like on the DL. And they're going to take these prisoners from the Philippines up there out in the open sea. And they have this massive ass boat, you know. And so that's the plan. And so it gets us to the point where the bus shows up, criminals start coming off the bus. Well, they had this, I guess what the fuck they were supposed to be like these special, I say rabbit ears. I'm doing rabbit ears right now for all you podcasters. They were supposed to be like some special police force. I don't fucking know. But they were basically assigned to basically one person to each prisoner. And they were going to get them all on the boat. Well, that's how it all kind of starts. They all come off the bus. Each prisoner's got a little certified police officer, where the fuck they are, to get them onto the bus. But then in that moment, you kind of start picking out. You know, when you watch movies, sometimes you kind of pick out the ones that really matter. The ones in your mind, you're going, that one's important. That one's important. That one's going to make it to the end. That one's not. Well, this one kind of gives you, you start filling out which one's going to be like the main ones. Well, they got this one, like I said earlier, not going to pronounce the name, not going to butcher it. I call him the tattoo guy. You'll know him when you see him. He's got tattoos all the way up to his neck, on his face. But you'll know it when I say tattoo guy, you'll recognize this person. Or if you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. So he comes off the bus, and him and this other cop, who I call him the good cop, because he seems like the one that, you know, has his shit together, wants to do the right thing. So I call him the good cop. You'll know who I'm talking about. Good cop and this guy has some history. Apparently, maybe good cop put tattoo guy away. And so tattoo guy makes a couple comments about good cop's daughter, which, hey, I ain't mad at the dude for going in on him. He pulls out his little police stick, starts beating the shit out of him, you know, and tattoo guy, he's hard. You know, he's just like, you know, kind of laughing at him. So basically, they get these prisoners and they start putting them on the boat. And then there is also, which I didn't, in the beginning, you don't get it. There is a doctor and a nurse who is scheduled to go on this fucking ship trip with them. Ship trip. You like how I rolled that shit off pretty good. But the ship trip, they're going to go off with them. And I'm thinking, especially when you see them take them onto the boat, they put them in these rooms, they chain them up, their feet are chained, their wrists are chained. These fuckers ain't going nowhere. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is there a fucking doctor and a nurse for? Like, it can't be, I don't know geography. I don't know the distance. Not sure the distance between the Philippines and a boat trip up to Korea. But they have this doctor and nurse. And as soon as I see the prisoners and I hear how hard they are, but then you're going to fucking give me a fucking female nurse. And in my mind, I'm instantly going, well, fuck, I don't hold shit back on this show, so whatever. In my mind, I'm going, that bitch is going to get raped or killed because you got a bunch of hard ass criminals on this thing. And you got this fucking female coming up on the boat. And so I'm just like, yep, she's going to get it because it's just the type of movie this thing's going into. And so to get them all on the boat, and then they basically start the voyage, open seas, criminals going to Korea. And once they get them all in there, they're all locked up, they're all secure. And you start noticing that these rabbit ears, once again, podcasters, these so-called special police force type motherfuckers that are supposed to watch these people, they just get kind of like laid back and real comfortable. And they're all like standing out in the hallway. They're not watching these motherfuckers in the little room. They're all gathered up on one side, joking around, giggling, laughing, and shit like that. And so instantly I'm thinking, all right, this bitch is gonna get, y'all all gonna die. Because it gives me in the beginning, I'm thinking we're gonna get that that normal, like, here we got that's a badass criminal tattoo guy. I slurred that because of the gentleman in Jack. That reminds me, hold on one second. Gentleman Jack break, thank you. But it kind of gives you that feel like, okay, we got the tattoo guy, we got the good cop guy. And I'm thinking that's going to be the movie. Like, you already you start piecing it together, like there's going to be a fucking jailbreak, they're going to get loose, and then some shit's going to pop off. But you're thinking these two are your main ones: tattoo guy, good cop guy. And so they get them on the boats, all this stuff's going on. The guy, the police people are getting kind of laid back, like, fuck it, we got them chained up, no big deal. And then the doctor, the dude doctor, at some point you see him going to the kitchen area where they're making the food for these dudes. And every now and then you watch a movie and you see that one person, when everything else is going on, this one person has this kind of look about him where you're going like, yep, you're going to be part of the problem. And this dude, don't know names, kitchen guy is what I call him. Kitchen guy has a look on his face that just kind of, okay. And I'm going, when I'm watching this, I'm going, he's part of this whole thing that's about to go down. Well, while they're all in the kitchen, doctor comes in like he's kind of requesting some food to take down to the lower levels of this fucking ship. And so he gets this stuff. He goes down to the lower levels, and it shows it a couple times. You got like the engine room, but then there's this other level the doctor goes to. When he walks in there, you see these two guys in there with all this computer equipment. They got the fucking like IV bags. I'm not a doctor. I'm not PhD smart. But there's like these little hanging IV bags, and you see this person in this metal cage. And he's laid out on his back, and I don't know what the fuck he's laying in. It looks like a little jellyish looking. I don't know, but he's laying there, and his cage is around him, so he can't really get out. So the doctor comes in and he goes over and looks at him, and it gives you kind of a close up. The dude's got these massive ass fucking staples in his eyes, like staple his eyes closed, and he's got this mask on, like helping him breathe. Well, the doctor takes the mask off, sets it to the side. And then he gives this dude an injection into the neck, which is supposed to be, I guess, some type putting to sleep type shit. So you're wondering when you see this, you're like, what the fuck is this thing laying there? And then it doesn't really go into it. The two, he starts asking some questions. The two guys are kind of like, fuck off, so the doctor kind of goes about his business. Well, then we go back upstairs to the other level where the prisoners are. The food is getting delivered. They're getting their whatever the fuck it was they put on these trays delivered. Well, tattoo guy, after the food's delivered, he's sitting there and he starts kind of like he's like trying to throw up. And once again, the guards aren't fucking watching the door. These fools out there just shooting the shit. Not even paying attention. My main man tattoo guy's up in there like he like to vomit in his hand. Well, he comes up, starts spitting blood, but this piece of metal falls out. I don't know where the fuck this metal came from. Did he swallow it? Did he have it locked? I don't know, but spits out this piece of metal, starts working the handcuffs. And at this time, you're realizing, and you kind of know what's about to go down. It don't take a fucking rocket scientist. Okay, I corrected myself. And so he basically gets loose. Guy crossed in the same room with him because they kind of got him all in two to a room. Guy across from him sees him get loose, like, hey man, throw me that shit. Let me get out. He throws him the thing, the little metal piece. This dude trying to get out, he's a fucking idiot, clings his damn handcuffs on the metal, and the guys outside hear it. Well, then they come in, and this is where this this thing kicks off. This is where blood is shed, killing is done. The prisoners are about to fucking run through this fucking ship. Them two get loose. They start killing off people, and they start releasing all the other prisoners. So here we got all these prisoners free on this ship. We got this little doctor and this nurse over here. You got your little crew up here driving the ship. But all these, and then you got Kitchen Guy. Kitchen Guy, it has his own little crew. They go down to where they keep like the food and shit. They go in there and grab like some weapons, some knives and shit like that, and they go on out about their business, about to start fucking people up. And so this is where this thing ramps up to where it is a fucking bloodbath. And like I said, I'm a gore whore. I love the blood, the gore, and fucking Mr. Director Kim Jong-soon, you did not disappoint. Once they started killing, it was fucking balls to the wall. And it wasn't no off-scene shit. It wasn't no like the camera cuts away, you know, motherfucker dies over here on the left while the camera's looking right now. These fuckers give you a close-up. I'm talking blood spraying. You know, these prisoners are running through here. And there's a couple of prisoners that you, when this is going on, you're kind of noticing like, okay, this person, he's somebody. Something's going to go down with this person. And they got the young, I call him the young criminal. He's like young looking baby face type dude. And you kind of know that he's got something to do with all this just by the way he's acting. And so when this thing's kicking off, you know, when this ship sets sail, this super special police force, Rabbit Ears, once again, they were monitoring this thing once it hit open water. Well, when this thing kicked off, this other crew bust up in there, and they're like, we're taking over this operation. We're going to monitor this ship on its way to fucking Korea. So, and you tell, and they got some fucking higher power. They got some paperwork, some shit. I can't read it because the shit's in Korean. They show it to you. I see some red ink. When I seen red ink, I thought, oh, that shit's important. So they take over the whole operation. Well, they're tracking the ship. When the prisoners start taking over, they start shutting down shit that it can be tracked. They're up there in the fucking control room. They're killing off motherfuckers. They're down cutting wires and shit to basically, they can't be tracked. Well, then this crew that took over back on the motherland, they're trying to figure out what went down. And so you're trying to call, and you got the prisoners taking over. This team back here is thinking like, what the fuck's going on? And the dude that's back there on the motherland running this whole process, you'll see him. I call him the bad guy. And that's just what I call him. I don't know I can't, his name, forget it. The bad guy, you know who I'm talking about if you watch it. So he's running this whole thing. He's like, what the fuck's going on? Well, this is a part of the movie where I kind of, I want to spend a second here. He calls up, I'm taken as his boss man, his higher up, who is like, hey, some shit's going down on the ship. Don't really know what's going on. And this person he calls, he's like the head honcho, like big boss. So he's my big boss. When he's on the phone with him, he is talking to the dude on the motherland running the program. Big boss man, while this is going on, is getting his dick sucked. And it shows, the dude standing there on the phone talking. You tell somebody's on his knees in front of him, and he's just getting his dick sucked. And the more he's talking to this guy, the guy on the motherland, he's basically telling him like, hey, you need to go out there. There is a fucking helicopter out there. You get on the fucking helicopter. You go figure out what's going on. And while he's doing this, he's talking, but they're talking back and forth. He's still on the cell phone. And the more he's talking, the more this dude's like, he's grabbing him by the head, sucking his dick. And he gets like, you can tell he's getting pissed off. And the madder he's getting, he's just, dude's head just fucking sucking. It's a dude. He's got him just sucking his dick. Well, when they finally decide, like the dude's kind of like, finally, you need to fucking get out there and you're gonna fucking handle it. He tells the guy on the motherland this. Well, at that, about that same moment, this dude, big boss man, kills the dude sucking his dick. He kills him with his dick. Maybe that's the way I took it. If there's something else I missed, please jump in the comments, let me know. But he's like fucking getting his dick sucked. Next thing you know, bam, dude is dead. It was just like he fucking just, his dick killed a man. Like the dick killed a man. Okay. So that part there was kind of like, what the fuck? Dude falls on the floor, bleeding and shit. I don't know if he damn just shoved his dick through his fucking throat. I don't know. But check it out. Let me know what you think that was. And so while all this is going on, you're kind of figuring out that, you know, the prisoners are taking over the ship. And something just seems kind of off, especially with the dude killing a dude with his dick. So we're on the ship. They are taking over the ship. Well, there comes a point down there in the engine compartment where the prisoners and the cops, the ones who are there to get these people there, they have a little standoff. They're all down there in the bottom. Prisoners saying, you know, fuck you, we're not giving up. Cops are saying blah, blah, blah. Well, I take you back to the dude that was down in the lower area in the cage. This dude shows up. I call him Tink Tink. And the reason I call him Tink Tink is when he shows up in the movie, every time he takes a step, it's like he's got metal feet. Not sure why that is, because the dude looks human, but he's got metal feet. So every time he takes a step, like Tink Tink Tink. So I call him Tink Tink. So when I say Tink Tink, I'm talking about the dude downstairs in the cage. But this dude apparently got loose somehow. Don't know. He gets loose. When he shows up, this motherfucker is just killing fucking everybody. Like he has this super strength, and it kind of gives you a flashback. Like I want to say was it like World War II or some shit like that? The Koreans were cooking up a plan to take humans and making them into like a super soldier. Super strength, couldn't really hurt them. Just that's what they were making. And this guy, Tink Tink, was one of those super soldiers. So he gets loose. He shows up. He starts killing through anybody and everybody. And this is where my shit changes, because I remember in the beginning, I'm thinking we got tattoo guy, good cop guy. They're going to be going at it until the end. No. Tink Tink shows up and he's just going to fuck up everybody. Like nobody's off limits for this guy. And in this whole scene down in the lower area, he starts just fucking going through everybody. And then I'm thinking, well, fuck, tattoo guy still got to survive. You know, he's the tattoo guy. No, fucking Tink Tink knocks off the tattoo guy. And then that throws my theory all out the fucking window, because now I don't know what the hell's going on. So there's some flashbacks throughout this that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on and how that whole thing comes about. Remember I told you earlier on, the little young kid prisoner, little baby face, you know, he has something to do with all this. Because as this thing starts winding down, in that whole scene down below, Tink Tink wipes out damn near everybody in the fucking cast downstairs and in the lower levels of the fucking ship. And so there's only a handful left when he gets done. And so they're trying to get away. They're trying to figure out how the fuck to get off the ship. They don't know what the hell's going on. Babyface dude knows what's going on. He has an idea what's going on. So I don't want to go into it and spoil that, because I want you to watch it and I want you to be able to, you know, catch that little twist like I did. Like when I was watching, there was a twist to it where it all kind of comes together. And you're like, oh, okay, that's what this person is. That's who this person is. And this is how this thing comes together. Because there'll be some times where they're looking at some paperwork, some pictures and stuff like that. So when you watch it, pay attention to the pictures and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Pay attention to that and you'll start, and it all pieces together toward the end. So But this thing's going to get to a little twist, and where it's all going to come together. The motherland guy who was running shit, he had to do what the damn big boss man told him to do. He jumps on a bird, flies out there, they find a ship. He's got to sort through all the shit that's going on. You got motherland dude, you got babyface, you got Tink Tink. Tink Tink even kills off the good cop. Like one of the ones I thought was going to be part of this whole thing eventually fucks him up. Like I said, this thing goes, Tink Tink wipes out damn near fucking everybody until this whole thing comes to the end and starts really, you start peeling it back and you're putting the pieces together and you can see it. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that type of movie where it has me thinking one thing the whole way. And the next thing you know, it gets to a point and the shit just fucking flips it. And then I'm sitting there like, well, what the fuck? I thought I knew some shit. Hold on one second. Hold on. That's a gentleman jack break. Thank you. So it kind of, I like a movie that gives me that to where I'm thinking I got some shit figured out. Then we get toward the end of it and it throws me a little curveball. And then I'm like, well, what the fuck? What's going on now? So that's kind of how, and that's kind of how this thing gets up to where it really ramps up. And that's what I don't want to go in too much and spoil. Because I said spoilers, I did spoil it. I kind of took you into how this thing builds up. But and I could go into it, but I don't like to really give away the ending and discuss it much. I like to just kind of let that be. So I'm going to get into the story of this thing. I liked it. I like the story. Like I said, Con Air, but on the fucking sea. Prisoners gets loose, whole lot of killing, whole lot of blood. The storyline was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cast. I can't pronounce their fucking names. I apologize. IMDb, go read them, check them out. Everybody was good in this. Nobody I thought was not. Nobody I really, the thing moved so fucking fast that you didn't really get a whole lot of time to get to know a lot of the characters. One or two, and you kind of knew who that person was. Tattoo guy, good cop guy, big boss man, shit like that. Tink Tink. But once Tink Tink shows up and starts just mauling through everybody, you don't give you time to really get to know them. But the cast was good. The killing in this movie, gore horror, I enjoyed. There was so much. There wasn't no camera looking away. Camera gave you close-ups. Camera gave me sounds of bones cracking, skulls getting crushed in. All the sounds were there. The only thing that I can kick them on the killing was the blood. The blood was a little bit watery. Like when the shit hit the ground and blood's rolling out, it's really watery. And that's my only thing about it. And shit, as much blood as they fucking shed in this thing, it was probably, they had to do something like that. It probably would have cost way too much to damn have that nice thick looking, the good shit. So, man, it was just kind of watery. That's the only thing that I would kick on the killing. And you'll see it when certain parts, like when they hit the floor and they kill them and the blood's kind of running out. Shit's like you got a water hose spraying the fucking blood out. But some awesome kills in this one. My favorite kill in this whole thing was what I talked about earlier. The dude killed a man with his dick. Like, just killed a man. Hard on. Getting his dick sucked. Next thing you know, bam. Dude's dead in the floor. And when I watched that, I'm like, this dude literally took his dick and like just shoved it through his fucking skull or whatever. So that's my favorite kill in this one. My favorite cast, I like the tattoo guy. He was the bad guy, but there's a part of me that was like, I'm a fan of the tattoo guy. I also like the lady cop. There's a lady cop. I didn't really go much into that. There's a lady cop in here. She's a fucking badass bitch. Like, she don't back down from shit. And you'll see it because there's a couple female prisoners in this movie and a couple female cops. But this one female cop lady, she goes hard. Kudos to her. She fought to the fucking end. Wasn't intimidated by shit. But so she was good. Oh man. Shit, I think that's gonna be it, man. Talk about some kills, the story. I don't want to spoil the ending of it. But I will say this. They left me with an ending that lets me know that we could have a part 2. And that's where I'll leave that. There could possibly be a part 2. Not going to spoil the ending. I want you to watch it. Even if you have watched it. I still want, jump in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about the ending and everything else. On Spotify now, shit, you can even leave little replies on like what you thought about the show, or hint, hint, motherfuckers, fuck kids, hint, hint. But yeah, you can leave little comments and stuff like that. But let me know kind of what you thought the ending was like. If you want to jump in there and leave a comment, and if you spoil it, I don't give a shit. We're all about spoilers. We told you earlier, if you don't want it spoiled, then fucking push pause, go watch it, then come back and finish it up with us. But my rating. Hold on one second, Gentleman Jack break. Okay, thank you. My rating on this one. We talked about it earlier. Fuck, marry, kill. For me, this is going to be a fuck for me. Because I enjoyed these types of movies. I enjoy the blood going everywhere. I enjoy that. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Some people's not big on the blood and all this stuff, and that's totally fine. But for me, my side of the house is I like that type of stuff. So for me, it's a fuck. This is one I will go back and watch again. Maybe not as for the storyline and all behind it, but there was some badass kills in it. There was just some good fight scenes, some good killing. When Tink Tink was fucking motherfuckers up, Babyface Prisoner was fucking people up. There was some good stuff in it, and I enjoyed it for that reason. So for me, it's a fuck. It would never be a marry. I don't want to. I couldn't watch it every day, but every now and then, if I was just looking for something for a good, I just want to get that little killing itch scratched. This one's good for it. So for me, this is going to be a fuck for me. I welcome all comments, criticisms, anything in the comment sections, social media. Let me know what you think about this movie. Would you fuck it, marry it, or kill it? Would you? Is it one of your last call for alcohol type, one and done type things, which is fine. I tell everybody every time I do a show, I try to tell everybody, go watch it. Don't pay attention to what you read on the internet. Don't pay attention. I could get up here and be like, talk all this shit about it. Like, it's the worst thing ever. You shouldn't watch it. I'm still telling you to go watch it. It's horror movies. I consider this horror because of all the blood and killing. But horror movies are horror movies. I enjoy watching them. I've watched some fucking shitty ones, but I enjoy horror. I enjoy getting on here talking shit about them. I enjoy it. So I tell anybody, go watch it. Forget what you may have read. Forget what reviews you may have seen. Forget how many, whatever. Just go fucking watch it and give it a chance. It may be your cup of tea. Maybe it's not. But all I'm asking is go check it out and let us know how you feel. So shit, man, I think that's going to do it. All you fucking lovely fuckheads out there. Hold on one second. Let me get a little Gentleman Jack break. Gentleman Jack, thank you. So, yeah, once again, go check us out on social media. The website, frightflickfmkpodcast.com. One-stop shop, got everything. You can listen to all the shows, the social media, everything's there. Go give us a like, go give us a subscribe, a follow, comment, 5-star rate, whatever that stuff is. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, 1-star me, 5-star me, no, I don't give a fuck. I enjoy getting on here talking shit and talking about horror movies. I enjoy talking about horror movies with people, anybody. I appreciate it. And I appreciate people who are willing to come on here and do that with me. So I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. Another episode down at FFFMK. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me, spending some time with me. Now, I need all y'all. I need you all. All y'all. I say y'all because I'm Southern. I need all y'all to gather up your shit, grab your drinks, put your chairs away, and get the fuck out of here.